the development of a society has its backing from the support received by people at the grassroots. Eti-Osa East Local Council Development Area has seen tremendous achievement in the last 3 years. One of such transformations is the Good Road Network, aimed at giving the council a different outlook. During a visit to the 5 political wards, the councillors representing each ward gave insight on some of the projects accomplished in their respective domain in the last 3 years, bordering on the reconstruction and rehabilitation of primary healthcare centers, provision of educational support, vocational and skill acquisition center, women and youth empowerment center, and empowerment on its own, among others. The leader of the House, Olaleye Taiwo Afini, in an interview said people-oriented projects are the yearnings of the electorate. As such, it's important to prioritize the needs of the people by ensuring that they enjoy basic amenities.
Our emergence into this administration as legislators of Eti-Osa SCD under the chairmanship of Honorable Rafi Olufumi started with collation of required projects for each wards, of which it started by renovating all primary schools that falls within the local council development area. In my ward is Ajaya Ezelomu Community Primary School that was fully renovated by his administration just within the first 3 months into office, after which he was taking around to see other projects that are required, from road to the construction. In fact, it is renovation of this health center that the community actually proposed to the administration, so which he assisted by commissioning the construction of Uduota Macarius Road, which was completed as phase 1 up to the linking of Bale Street and Tudia Falabi. As I speak with you, if you look at the state of the road now, it has gotten to over 90% completion. He has also assisted in construction, meaning he has linked Aja to Adubadore Road, has been linked to Aja to Lekki Epe Express Road by Ayetoro Road together. This health center that we are standing on is another laudable project that was given to my ward by his administration. The health center has been under dilapidated state for years before his emergence as the council chairman. We requested that it should come to our aid, and they entered our health center with and putting their leg inside floods and water that it is full of algae. All this, the roof has become shattered. So we asked him to renovate it for us, which he obliged. Just to our surprise, he said he cannot renovate the health center, but give us a befitting edifice to reconstruct it from the beginning. He visited the Bale in council with myself in his convoy and promised that before the expiration of this administration, he's going to construct a new health center for us. Before construction of Badore Health Center, this is the health center that serves the entire resettlement of 24 communities at Kota resettlement. It also serves Okera, Kekere, Okera town, Ado, and the entire Aja and Ilaje. As I speak with you, once this is completed, it serves as 24-hour services. It's been given at this health center. So it's more or less a mini general hospital for this local council. This PAC is a strategic center of this local council. So it covers virtually people from this local council and communities in this area, because Aja is at the center of the entire Eti-Osa East local council development area.
The inspection tour also touched on the newly constructed ultra-modern primary and junior secondary school in Alagunta community. The councillor representing Ward E, Eletu Sulaiman, gave insight on how difficult it was for primary and secondary school pupils to attend classes, noting that they had to trek long distances before But now with the emergence of the new facility, pupils can attend classes within their own community. He also applauded the council chairman in facilitating the project, noting that the community can now heave a sigh of relief.
This is a dividend of democracy. The chairman has been so supportive to the extent that he made his promises and he made sure he delivered. When you look at our ward, I'm representing Ward E, which happens to be the largest ward in the Eti-Osa CDA. I'm talking about 5 zones in Ward E. We have the coastal area that comprises of Okumoko zone, Naja zone, Okombo zone, and this resettlement that we're in now, which is Moba and Alabuto zone. So we have the largest landmass. Along the line, the coastal road that pass through the coastal areas, which is Okumoko and Okwaja, which the purse of the council can never really, accompany. You understand? There's no way we can embark on such project. But we make sure we do some palliative measures by putting signs on the coastal road and make sure we grade so that it will be accessible to the residents of this place. And in Ogombo, presently, as I'm talking to you right now, there's a project ongoing there that pass through Ogombo Township that will be busting out at Shombotedo Market. That will serve as the congestion route for the traffic going down to Epe. We can just breeze in from Ramadisaya and pass through Ogombo. Then either we just bust out by Shombotedo. Though we're not going to complete all this full length because it happens to be a considerable length of road that we're talking about. But we are trying to make sure that we elevate the suffering of our people, especially in that zone. And now coming down to the resettlement, the resettlement, like I said earlier, comprises of 2 zones, which is Alabuto and Moba zones. And from inception, we've been here for the past, let me just say, since 1992 or 1993. That was when we resettled here by Lagos State government. And ever since then, in this area, there's nothing like primary school, there's nothing like secondary school. So the kids in this area need to cross the road to make sure they get down to Aja, that is the neighboring community, to go to school. But the issue of accident keep reoccurring, and loss of life. And during our campaign, as I said, this true definition of dividend of democracy. I myself and other councillors, we came down here to this resettlement area. We made a promise when we assume office, we're going to make sure we deliver a primary school for the resettlement communities. That was what we had in mind. And a promise made is promise kept and promise delivered. But along the line, Redeemed Christian Church of God, that is in Mobi Junction, there, they came to us and invited us for a meeting. Now they really want to partner with the state government, and they want to do that at the local level. And they were asking for a parcel of land that they can really, work with the LCD so that they can get to school. And we're like, we have one already, that they already have plans of building a primary school, and which we've started. And we're like, how is the place? Is it big enough that can contain a secondary school, junior secondary school? I said yes. And it was just like ASA, like play, let me use that word. And they embarked on that project, which is what brought about junior secondary school, because for the resettlement.
Before the lockdown, they had spent 4 months together with the children, and within 4 months, we've seen a lot of changes. For example, many parents, started withdrawing their children from the schools, even some in private school, started bringing their children here. Of course, we said no. They had to go through the normal process, they had to go through CBE to get admission, because we don't do admissions here. We just manage the school, on behalf of the government. We don't do admissions. We have no power to do that. So all the names given to us from CBE are the only students we admit. And because of the standard you have seen, for example, new late coming, you can't see any child, any student from the settlement community junior secondary school at 8:01 outside. You cannot. And that's really fantastic. And because I, as a principal, I lead by example. I arrive school 6:30 a.m. Not during this lockdown, of course. During this, of course, many of us realize. But you can confirm this on the community. Ask the community, ask them. You all know. I arrive at 6:36. The children, the resumption time is 7:30 a.m. And by 7:30 a.m., you are not here will wait till 10 minutes to 8. By 8, the gate is locked. And so it's already there. Late coming is highly prohibited in this place.
Well, let's thank the administration and under the leadership of Eti-Osa. He has been doing wonderfully well, because during this regime too, we're able to do something in that regard. And there's this company we call UI. That's a phone company, because we have 2 plots of land in a neighboring community here, which is in Alagunton. And they said they want to give back to the community, and they are asking us what actually do we need. And because we have the love of the youth at mind, with respect to skill acquisition and empowerment, so they said they could help us build a skill acquisition center, which they did. And I believe we've talked there. You've seen the state of the art building that we're looking. You saw there, and mostly the furnishing and the equipment were done by the local government, but the edifice itself was built, and it's one of a kind. Where we are is actually a swampy area. If anybody knows this terrain very well, they will quite agree with me. It's a swampy area. If you look at the field, the open space you're looking at here, if I didn't mean the initial position it was, if I should stand there to my chest level, that's where the water is, as swampy as it is. But 300 tree, but more than 300 tree of sand were done in this area that make it look the way it is. Like it's as dry as it is, you understand? And like I mentioned earlier, the road project that we're doing in our ward is the one in Ogombo. And that is one where now, like the chairman promised, and I'm sure he's going to deliver, there's going to be another road in this vicinity for easy accessibility of this present school. This school we are standing on, you understand? But if you see how the road, this we mentioned when we were commissioning the school, of which His Excellency was present as well. He represented, let me use that. No, he himself came. I remember vividly, he himself came. And he made a promise about that too. So, well, actually, the story of the primary health center started way back during the administration of the past executive chairman, that's Honorable Abi-Simon, of which the Millennium Development Goals project were done. But it was built, and it was just, they did their best to make it operational. But unfortunately, one way or the other, bureaucracy and all that. But as I'm speaking to you now, it's part of where we're standing. And if we go to the other side, if we go to the other side of the Jason, you will see the primary center. They're fully functional, serving over 40 communities. I'm an indigent of this community, and I can proudly say that it's serving over 40 communities. I can go on and on. We have Alagunto, we have Moba, Oroke, Morekete, Moba. I can go on and on. My chairman has done wonderfully well in that area too. Because every year there's always distribution of free GCE and jump fund. You understand? And it does that by making sure it's not being biased about it. The legislature, the councillors have been carried along. All of the supervisors, all of the communities under Eti-Osa East OCD have been carried along. So you have to make sure all these people have their, when we talk about GCE jump form, you must already make your result. We don't want to just give you a form and at the end of the day, you waste it. So we want to know that, yes, you made this result. And once you made this result, then it's easier for us to say, yes, you're eligible to go for the jump form. But with respect to GCE, we've been doing wonderfully well in that area too.
I would like to appreciate the council authority. I appreciate the chairman, Mr. Eti-Osa, and of course, we meet all of them. They've been quite supportive. Even, I don't know if it's one of them, Alhaji Benjamin is been supportive as well. They've always been, they've not left us alone by ourselves. Every time we had issues coming with the community or whatever, they always rise to support.
Good road network wasn't left out in the administration of Olufumi Rafiu Olatunji, the chairman of Eti-Osa East Local Council Development Area. The council representing Ward B, Aziz Al-Amin, gave an overview of the progress of the road constructed in his area. He also highlighted some of the projects that had been accomplished.
Ever since he has become the chairman, he has been able to do so many things. Not before the starting of this road, he has graded this road severally. Before we started doing this road, before this drainage, we graded this road several times. Even during the 2017, 2018, we have been grading this road. Before we now look at the level and the standard, that it will be more achievable and it will be more better off if we are able to do this road instead of grading it all out. From the behind of the local government down to the road that leads to this road at the front there, we have been grading it time without number. Even part of the sands that were packed here were used as a palliative to do, at least to fill up some potholes within the communities. And even when you go to a bro pit over there, there's another spot over there that's called bro pit. We do the grading time to time in order to ease the working of our people within and around.
Out of other chairman we have in Lagos State, he performed a miracle for this local government. Our problem here is road. If somebody be this, be that, at least there's a road to link to where you can go. Where there's no road, what you build is not meaning anything. But you concentrate to the road, and with road, that's a development. When we are enjoying today, before Eti-Osa we get road, there's nothing they can do for us that have meaning. But when there's express now, everybody trooping to the Eti-Osa local government. Ditto to what Olufemi was doing. And at least my own work has constructed the 3 road with gutter, drainage. That if there's a rain before, anybody living in Aja, shame when they leave express or enter Aja, they will ask you, are you living here? But today, he made the place explain. Ditto to every ward in this local government. He do wonderful. And he maintain the party organ. You know, when I say party organ, grassroots. I'll never forget the people elect him there. He can never do all at the same time. Between the 3 years, he managed this local government, and with assistance all he does. That's why there's no chaos. Sometimes there is no way, no how. He can never satisfy the 200 people, 50 people at the same time, but he did it gradually.
The school, Honorable Olufemi Rafi Shola, has been doing a wonderful job concerning the education, because he's a person that's really concerned about when it comes to education. When we come into this government from the beginning 2017, June, July, August, what the first thing he did was to go around the whole school in this ward, in this local government as a whole. Ward A, Ward B, Ward C, Ward D. There is nowhere that he did not touch. He touches everywhere. When it concerns the education, he did the renovation of the old schools, the roofing, the PVC, the tiles, everything, the painting, inscriptions of everything. He did very good. At the same time, he has been able to give us from 2017-18 every year, as in over the 3 years, he has been able to give us the GC4 to, every student deserves to be given what has been given to us as the government, people representing them in their local government. They deserve to be given back. When it comes to health, he is so concerned about our health in this ward per se, because what really happened was that he has renovated so many PAC within and around the local government, but particularly the one that concerns us here in Shangotedo. Even so many times like that, everybody will go there to at least take care of their children or take care of their wards or anything. They are they are doing well. The fact that he's concerned about it, 1, and he has done a lot of things about that, 2, and 3, people that are attending to people there, I mean the nurses, the people that are attending to the mothers over there, they have at least been doing well with us.
This is an 8 hours facility primary health care center. We open 8 a.m. and close 4 p.m. At times there's extension of hours depending on the emergency cases brought into the facility. We have a doctor that is always on ground from 8 a.m. to 4 to 5:30 p.m. to see to sick babies. And we do antenatal clinics here for pregnant women. They come in, they register, and when they get to 32 weeks, 28 to 7 months to 8 months, which is what 28 to 32 weeks, we refer them to Badore Primary Health Care Center, which is a more comprehensive facility where they take deliveries there. Then, if you're on immunization, we do immunization for children on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And our antenatal clinics runs on Mondays and Wednesdays. And every other day, peradventure your baby is sick or anything, you bring in your children, and there's a doctor that sees them, and there's a pharmacy office there where the drugs prescribed are got at a very reasonable price. This is a very neat and wonderful facility. We have a good power supply, there is water, and then we have enough work and staffs to maintain the PHC. So the council leadership has been so wonderful. Even like now, the NEPA bill just came in, and once we call them, they answer us on time with the help of the medical officer of health. So it has been so wonderful. You can see that our environments are very clean, which is due to the council leadership. It has been a wonderful work here. So we really want to appraise the chairman of the local government for the wonderful work he has been doing.
About the youth and the women, that is the welfare of our people, Olufumi has been really done. He has done well. Why I said Olufumi, our chairman, my honorable chairman, has done well is that when it comes to youth, majority of them that said they want to, go into football, go into this, go into that, or doing that, there is no. He's a listening chairman. He listens to everything, he listens to every comment, he listens to people within and around. He makes sure that he listens to you so that you'll be able to know how to tackle or how to answer to your call whenever you want to make something or a request or whatever or anything. But concerning the youth, we have a place called Alagunton, that's vocational center at Alagunton, and the women usually go there. And he visited there often and often. He attended to people. He makes sure that at least people that are going there, they go into like hair making, like makeup, like doing this photography and everything. Those are the things that they have been doing over there. So we usually advise our people to go there. Most of the youth and over 200 graduates have graduated from this, benefited from this vocational training, which we have really done well about that.
I have to thank God, because everything you are doing, you have to give thanks to Almighty Allah, because He's the one that's guiding us. We started and we are still moving in our work. I think you can see some projects in my ward. You can see this area before is rough, but now we are still seeing the improvement of my chairman of local government. We are still doing the work. The work is still going on. But I'm praising my chairman. Maybe God will give him the strength to finish the projects in this our Langbasa, close to KBC Palace. And there is another one in Badore, which is my own ward too. Badore. There's a primary school. There's something that's damaged in that school. Yeah. I can take you there so that you can see it. You can prove it out that this is the work of my chairman and what he's doing. I'm still expecting my chairman before we leave the office to God to give him the strength so that I can do more in my watch. This Lagos State, we appreciate anything about education. Now, we are talking about the education. Anybody that don't have a little money, when you got the form or GC or JAM, can be, not everybody will benefit from maybe contract or this, but those students, their benefits on GC, JAM, and even though some training that's going on in this local government, most of my people benefit. And there's another thing that some empowerment benefits 50,000.
Apart from what I have mentioned, there are also other services that are very germane Take for example, area of education. He has given numerous numbers of JAMB and GCE to indigent and non-indigent students from this community, and he does this virtually on every year basis. He sponsored students for JAMB and also for GCE. This year we have completed about large numbers of students has also been enrolled by his administration, which same was done last year and year before. Ever since he has taken over office, all this has been part of what he has been doing. See, still on education, this primary school, he constructed benches and desks for all primary schools in Eti-Osa East, which apart from renovation of the school, he has donated large numbers of desks and bench. Same way, he has donated exercise books for all students in this local council. And during the pandemic period, he has never ceased to extend palliatives to people within this community and even outside this community.
Ó ṣe gudugudu méje yàyà mẹ́fà yẹn ṣe àmà nítorí pé tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ bíi tójò bíi 20 minutes bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rọ̀ wọ́n máa gbé ọkọ̀ gba bíi ọkọ̀ ló máa gba bíi ọkọ̀ tó bá gba bíi ó lè kéèyàn mẹ́fà fún omi but nísìnyí mo wá lọ bá ṣe àmà pé mo lọ bá Olúfúnmi chairman of Eti-Osa East mo dẹ̀ kálà mo ṣe fún ó ní kò gbúrò náà wọ́n á ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí so gbogbo orúkọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ ó ti ṣe ẹ̀rí pé láti palace níbí títí dé Macarius títí dódò Ọ̀tà dé Macarius máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ níbi inú project yẹn náà ikú tó máa parí àmọ́ ó ti ṣe eléyìí kọ́lọ́run bá mi kú lọ́wọ́ ojú ó lè ṣe èyí tó jù lọ.
We had an interactive session with the chairman, Olufumi Rafiu Olatunji, where he said at the administration's emergence that education was his primary concern, revealing that the provision of books, writing materials, and improved standard of living and learning is pivotal to national development. And as such, the council rehabilitated schools, provided desks and benches that would make the environment much more conducive for learning.
Education is knowledge. Also, education is light. When I came on board as the chairman of the Eti-Osa East SCDA when I was elected in 2017, so I took a tour around 5 wards. So I started from schools. I visited all the schools we have in Eti-Osa East SCDA here. There I got to know that the state of our school is very, very worrisome. At least we're having about 8 primary schools under my own care. We started the renovation. We started from Bado Primary School, the Primary School, Olomu Primary School, Shogota Primary School, Ogombo Primary School, then Okumoko Primary School. Again, in terms of the new one that we built, both primary and secondary school in resettlement area, when we are doing our missionary campaign, I campaigned to that area. There, both youths and their elderly man like ballets, they call me. I was there campaigning what I can be able to afford if they elect me as the chairman. They now said they're having a big challenge facing them here in terms of schools. And I asked them how, sir. For the past 20 to 25 years, and there are about 36 communities which they are researching from Morocco down to that place, no public school at all, whereby it leads to some of that, most of their children to seek for education very far away from home, like going to Morocco, Ikota, Aja, Ogomba, and Okwaja. In this process, most of hit and run car hit their children and run away. I said, wow. I took it upon myself that when I was very young, I benefit from Jakonde Free Education School.
now say, why can't you do so? I can copy. Although I'm not a governor, but as a council chairman, I can replicate what Baba Jakon did then, that don't have to go far from your home to attain the level of education. And I promise them that if there is land, I will do school. But thank God when they come aboard, they show me the land, got to that place, very, very swampy area, very, very swampy, in which even some NGO, even state government can even run away from that place. But being that, I promised them that I will do it, and there's no any alternative than to do it. So we started doing it because that land is about 8 plots of land, completely swampy. We would claim that place, and today we're able to build that rescue.
The chairman also gave an overview on some of the projects that he had accomplished in the last 3 years.
The level of development in our area is still very, very shallow compared to the other local governments. That's why I picked upon myself, and I was one time a councillor, then a vice chairman as well of this very local government. So I know the look and training of this very local government. I know what our people always needed in terms of infrastructure. When I came aboard, we started grading. Once we have grader, we started grading everywhere to make it motorable. And you can see the level of the sandy we have here, at least in Eti-Osa, is that's why we call it Eti-Osa. Very, very, let's say, swampy area. But at the same time, I can't just leave it like that. We need development. Even if the state government at least want to help us, we need to help ourselves first. So I started from grading. At least I graded more than at least about 35 to 40 roads. Then I now started constructing the major road. I started from the drainage state specification. We did drainages, state standard one, all the roads that we were embarking on. And then we started from Macarius in Ajawa, is Ward A, then Odwata again in Ward A as well. Then the reason why we started from that place is just that we're having always a traffic gridlock in our area because there's no any alternative for this our road. If you are coming from Eleko, coming from Kodo, coming from Lekki, you still come out from this one to follow. So if you are coming from Badore, it gives you a lot of ethic, at least to bust out of our express. So I say, let's do this road. It will stand as an alternative road. That is Macarius, Odwata, then down to Isalejebu, down to Alesh area. If you can see, if you go to that place, you know that we've done that well, we interlock it with street light. So if you go to Aja now, what I am saying is what you can see is very, very visible on ground. It's not that maybe they are telling lies, or like before they were saying, politicians, they are full of lies, they promise they will not do it, although we can't do it alone. Development is about continuity. But the little one that we think we can do is very, very visible on ground. Again, and I make it mandatory to make sure that I touch all the 5 wards under my own care. In Ward B, at least we've started the road again. Gani Olubushi Road, at least about 437 square meters that we have been doing now. If you can see, you go there, very, very befitting with walkway, standard road. That one is there as well. We've done that one. At least the percentage or the level of which that one is about 90% completion. Now, again, in Ward C, Shola Mole, that one is ongoing as well. Again, in Ward D, we have 2 roads or 3 roads there. We do, there's one close that went our present KBC, Honorable Oba KBC Badura Assis. We've done that one. And the one that leaked is our, that one is 375 meters. That one is ongoing as well. The project that is about 80% completion. Again, we have another road ongoing in Ogombo. Ogombo is quite an area that's highly a swampy area. During the rain, we got it very difficult, but thank God we have an expert there. The drainage is going on there. After the drainage, we start with the road. So we've done all those things to make sure that our people felt our impact, and the promise given to them during our national campaign, we have to give back to them. So that's why we're able to embark on those infrastructure.
We heard from community leaders in the area. They commended the council chairman for his stewardship and also applauded him for the development brought to the various areas within the LCDA. Health was not left behind. The council chairman built some primary healthcare centers, at the same time equipped and renovated some existing ones to modern standard.
To me, I thank God for him. Having been in office for almost 3 years plus now, he has performed perfectly well since he got into the office. He has been able to show that he is a grassroots man. He has the love of his people like us. I wish to God if you go around, you can see his performances here and there. He has touched every village in terms of road construction. Not ordinary road, standard road. If you get to some, you think it is government, Lagos state government. He did this in spite of that if you didn't do revenue collections. Well, he has built about 1 or 2 schools. Then he renovated most of the, in getting to the office, he did the renovation of all these primary schools and secondary schools in this area. He provided desks, chairs, furniture for the school, and he painted every school.
There is nowhere in the world that the council chairman did not touch. The 5 wards. Talk of infrastructures there. School, road, all the good things that we need in the local government, we tried. The people in the community, they appreciate the work of our council chairman. So in that area, we're all happy because you said it 25 years ago, and we just have a chairman that touched that area. So we're happy, everybody, include the party, even in fact, with a lot of things that he have done, we are happy to be an APC member.
In terms of well-being, I can count the empowerment as well-being of our people, both the party member and the electorate in the community will be able to at least reach out to the youth and give them the training in which they can acquire. We give them, at least they're having a vocational center, Ward E, that is Alaguton area, very big house. We've graduated at least first set 200, the second set again 200, the third set 200 people, and there's one we have a partner with Speed Up Lagos, when they got to know that we're having a big vocational center, and they see the way we are giving out to our people. At least we train in conjunction with the Speed Up Lagos, 500 students, and we all graduated now. Again, in terms of well-being as well, we'll be able to empower our people monthly by giving them monetary aspects, 50,000 per head, so that they'll be able to start with something. It was unlike the other time that we are going to buy or purchase some items like refrigerator, hairdresser, the salon, all those makeup artists. We think that grinding machine, tailoring machine, some people might not need that. Because sometimes when we give this out with one fear, we can get a grading machine, and those people may not need it. As long as we give it to them, and they step out, they can sell it out. What you bought at rate of 45,000, then they can go out and sell it 20,000 just to make their money. They don't need this. But that is why I said, okay, let's use another modality on that way to see it alone. What they want, let's monetize it. So they will start it on their own. So far so good. And if we've done at least once, I will make it mandatory monthly, and we've done over 6 months now. If not, because of lockdown, I think by now maybe probably have done 10 months. People, we've given them per head 50,000 naira, and I roll out 1 million to them every year, every month. We're giving out 20 people.
Well, to my mind, I think this is a good idea for establishing that vocational centers, particularly for the dropouts and those who are unemployed. They are able to learn one trade or the other, and they are doing fine. Well, not all of us will get white-collar job. So, in fact, what Nigeria needs today are more professional technicians, not PhD, this, that. Those who can create job for themselves and if we become employers of labor. Those are the things you are seeing. These are the things Rafi is doing. Well, he has surprised me because Rafi was a councillor under me when I was the chairman of Eti-Osa local government. So he has learned within the group, and he's doing fantastic job for the people.
Well, in fact, I don't know how to quantify what he has done in this community in relation to what they have been doing before. In his own regime, he has done a lot concerning the drainage, the chaser of the drainage, the water is now flowing, the road maintenance. He created additional roads, the market and all the social infrastructure in this area is okay. He's fine and he's doing well. Concerning the market and the economic situation in this area, he has helped us in creating additional market. He gives us a space where we can sell, and everything is moving fine, and we don't have any problem with the government. In fact, in some cases, when we go to him, he will listen to us and give us directives. This is how we can do to manage things and how to get things in order.
In terms of health, health is wealth. Without sound health, you cannot do anything. I took that as a priority as well. When I visited all the world, well, at least we're having about 7 PHC on our own care here, with 7 PHC, and only 2 or 3 of them are working. And make sure that, like the resettlement area, we're having PHC there before, but it's not working at all. Then we have one in Okera, Akins bus stop. We have one there, they are not working at all. So I make sure that when I come aboard, when I visited those areas, I see that even the tout, they've occupied that place. They've already picked rooms there, they've been sleeping there. And there's one Okera, they marry there, they impregnated themselves. I push them out. If we went to renovate everything, I put them back to shape to make this is PHC. If we reach there now, at least 24 hours job is going on Okera. That's a Kimbo stop. There's another one again at the settlement area, 24 hours is going on there as well. We put them a bed, all the material they need to pay, the personnel, the nurse, and all that. They are there every day. They are working there. Because I know that if you have good health, you can be able to move from one place to another. And the one in Ward A, that one has been there for long. And when they built this our express road, it's a little bit higher than the community. So, and we now make that health center to below sea level. Anytime a drop of water, the health center will overflow with water. Anybody that comes in there for the maybe to bring them there for the sacramental, the child is nothing to write home about. But when I visited that place, at least I need to roll my trouser, put out my shoes. this is not befitting to be an health center where they are calling Aja. Anywhere you go, Aja, and this Aja was also supposed to be a befitting area. So that's why I demolished everything. So I start another one from scratch. It's going for at least a story building to make it befitting and to make it to accommodate more patients. I want to thank Lagos State government as well. They gave us MCC, Maternal Child Care Center, but we need the general hospital. We need general hospital in Eti-Osa. Especially in Eti-Osa is we have big land and they give them the land. We want Lagos State government to come to our aid to give us general hospital.
The development recorded in Eti-Osa East Local Council Development Area is surely an indication that the people of this environment and community will continue to enjoy the dividends of democracy as their leaders have their needs at heart.
First and foremost, when we talk about performance, I'll have to give it to him. I'll say he has scored beyond expectations. And if I'm to judge him and if I'm to assess him, I'll give him 85 over 100. And I have my reasons and I have my facts. Now, we'll start from education. Now, when we're talking about education, he has been able to build a secondary school, junior secondary school in somewhere in a resettlement scheme in Alagoton area. He has been able to build that junior secondary school, where it's a kind of joint venture within Christian Church of God and the local government. They've been able to do that. It's a one-story building. In fact, it's a very gigantic project. In fact, I must tell you that the governor of the state, Governor Eti-Osa, came personally himself to commission that school. I want to say that's a plus to him. Another one is late Honorable Kazim Alimi Primary School. The local government built it by themselves. So I want to say it's an achievement on his part. And if you go to other schools within that locality too as well, you see refurbishments, renovations, and all that. Education is the best legacy that we can give to our children. So I want to give it to him in terms of education. He has done well, and that is aside. Now, when it comes to on the issue of roads, with the one that I have seen personally, even 3 days ago on Friday, I was still in Nigeria community. I went to assess the level of roads that has been constructed by the local government. You understand? The one in Macarius, I saw the road personally myself. The one that passed through the community in the Ballet's house in Aja. And I got there, I was so impressed with the level of work done so far. You understand? That area used to be a sham. That, in fact, is not something that you can write to my about. But today, if you go to that area, I can say that the road that they have constructed there, I want to say that people in that locality, they have started feeling the impact of let's say democracy or dividend of democracy, and they are happy about it. And I tried to interview people from the Ballet in Council. They said they are happy with the development, with the road that has been constructed in Nigeria. And that aside, there's a road construction that has been on right now in Shogotego, very massive drainage and all that. You understand? And it's a very massive project too. That road too. If you go there right now, they are working. As I speak to you now, they are still working there. So this is a kudos to him too as well. If you go to another road again that is constructing, Obaileji Golan Basa, our Kabiesi, you understand? It's a way to protect our heritage. You understand? There's a road that is also the local government chairman is also constructing on that road to Langbasa. You understand? So again, if you come to Ogombo, which happens to be my own community as well again, they started constructing a road there. They started with drainage, and they are there working. As I speak to you now, they are there working. So when it comes to times of drainage, in terms of roads, I want to give it to him that he has performed beyond expectation. But what I will advise him is to complete all this project, and it should be commissioned as soon as possible, because it is not how far, but it is how well. He should just try as soon as possible to complete all this project as soon as possible. That is about that. So when we talk about earthwise, when the issue of this COVID-19 started, you understand, you can see he went around, started fumigating markets, schools, and all other places like that. You understand? And that aside, if you go to Aja community, in that Aja market now, they have started constructing health center, which is going like one-story building in Aja market. Yes, in Aja community, right? As I speak to you now, construction is ongoing. So apart from that too, there are so many. When the Lagos State government talk about giving local governments, what do we call it, that will start conducting tests. You understand? He gave his support to the Eti-Osa local government. He gave local government support as well, and they are doing well. So I want to give it to him. I want to say that he has performed beyond it. When we talk about empowerment, well, to me, I want to give it to him in that aspect too. Personally, I have visited some of our constituents, and they've been able to tell me that every month he dash out, or should I say he rolls out about 50,000 for about 20 constituents in a month, and that's close to about 1 million naira in a month. You understand? And he has done it about 2 to 3 times. You understand? This is a way of empowering our people. You understand? So I want to give it to him in that aspect. And during the COVID-19 too, he did what we call palliative: rice, beans, indomie, and he gave it to people all around the community, the CDAs, landlords, the vulnerables, and all that. So I want to say that he has tried his best, but he can't do everything at once. You understand? So I want to implore our people to always give him the support. If you want the best out of him, you should always learn to give him the support, because he's not an island. You should always advise him, always support him, and always be of good ambassador to the local government. Thank you.
You know, before Aja, Ado Langbasa, Sangotedo, he full up of a costing activities. But today, somebody can come out in Aja anytime in daytime. Before in the morning time, you are in problem. Wanted to go to bus stop, you will lose your purse, you will lose your part if you are a girl. They mess them up. Dito to Sangotedo here, no week that you won't see running around of people in Sangotedo that, hey, they don't come, oh, they don't come. But this time, everything are less. Not in zero, but at least he do a little that people can move in and sleep with their 2 high clothes.
As a chairman who has vision and mission for the people, for the love, in fact, I am not surprised. The way he came, he was educated, might have at least pushed him to that. So he provided that school single-handedly, and the school was commissioned by his governor, Mr. Governor in Lagos State, when he was coming to commission the maternity center at Sangotedo. In fact, that was the first thing the governor did in this area. It was fantastic when I got there. I couldn't believe my eyes. He provided the school, he provided borehole water for them, furniture and some other things. So he's a wonderful man. He's doing fantastic job.
Long before this time, the road was really bad, but presently, as you can see, everywhere is looking better now as compared to the way it used to be before this time. Some of the challenges we were having here before now was the bad road, and whenever it rains, the place used to be very dirty and muddy. And because of the bad road, it enters most people's houses. And like ever since the road was prepared and having it the way we are seeing it now, I think it has been really encouraging. Most importantly, I would want to acknowledge the effort of the local government chairman, Honorable Rafiu, for a wonderful job well done. And also, I want to encourage him to continue his good work.
Well, I will advise them to please, this our local government is a rural area. They should allow the chairman to pursue what he have in mind to the people, that he can make him to have glory at the end of the day.
I can assure you that if he is being given that ticket as the flag bearer of our party, I want to assure you that he's going to win the election. Not even 60 to 40 votes. I'm talking about 95 to 5 votes. No matter the party that wants to come out, he's going to win 95. Because I'm telling you this, and I have my fact. You understand? My fact is the fact that We have 5 wards, and he has touched lives of so many people in that 5 wards. I was telling you now about the schools that was built in Moba. That is in Ward E. There's a project in Ward E school. There's a road going on in Ogombo. It's another road. People that are like people in Ogombo now, they want to vote for him because he's constructing a road there. People in that resettlement scheme, they want to vote for him now because there's a school, 2 schools together that he has built there. You understand? So they're happy with him. That is that. If you go to Ward A in Aja, he's currently building a center. He's already building road in Makaros. The one that I said links to that that in front of that Aja, Ojukbon, Bale's house. You understand? So it's part of it. That is in Ward A. If you go to Ward B now, as I speak to you now, there's a road construction that is going on there right now. There's no people that will do construction of road in their community that they won't be happy about, because one, their land will appreciate, their house rent will appreciate, their standard of living too will improve. You understand? So definitely they will be happy. That's what we call dividend of democracy, and they are feeling the impact of democracy. You understand? And that is that. If you go to Ward C too, there's so many constructions going on there too. Ward D, like I said, is building a road in Elejibo Langbasa. It's a road there. Is a road there that is building. So like that. So I want to give it to you. I want to say that people are pleased with him, and if given that ticket by the grace of God, he's not only going to win, he's going to win with a landslide victory. Yes, that's.
Honorable Rafiu Olufumi, as a chairman of Eti-Osa East local government, has done a lot in Eti-Osa, and I think he will still continue to do it because he has not stopped doing it. He really did do deserve a second term. So, because I am a Yoruba, like an adage that says, èrì ló yìí ń sẹ̀, òjò tí ṣetán láti rọ̀. Even if he did the second time, so òjò yẹn máa rọ̀ ńgbà yẹn.
At least we want to give thanks to Almighty God as well. We want to give thanks to the Lagos State government during the pandemic lockdown. At least we were having a proactive action in which our governor at least put in place to make sure that, because they've already at least prepared very well, as if they know that this is going to march in Lagos State. At least we play a large role, because our governor called us to a meeting that sort of thing has entered Lagos through one Italian man, and everybody should go back home, sensitize your people, call for stakeholders meeting in terms of town hall meeting, at least sensitize your people, tell them what to do in terms of washing their hands, using hand sanitizer to make sure that their environment is very, very clean. They will be using face mask. We then call for the elite people, the resident association, CDC, CD we have a larger house. Then we tell them about what is going on. That is first step. The second step is that during the lockdown, it's bite harder. So in which the less privileged, even if you have money, you can't go out to buy anything, and will be able to do the palliative. Even before the intervention of the state government, on our own aspect, we've done at least about 3,000 palliative given out to our people before the Lagos State government at least bail out with 10 million, which also we use it for our people. We use part of the money for the observation center in Ekota as well. We give it out to our environmental sanitation expert, so shows that they can be able to decontaminate our area. So we've done much in the area of palliative during the pandemic lockdown. As rightly call it, Eti-Osa local government is where the Lagos State government designed the smart city, and the level of our people staying here, I believe they are very intellectual people, very, very intellectual, and they know the value of how to pay their tax, and they comply very well, and they are very, very supportive with whatever we are doing. Even the trunk A road, where we have 3 types of roads. We have trunk A, trunk B, and trunk C. Trunk C is our own, which is really for the local government. But trunk A road, which is Lekki Ekpe Express Road. You can see we're having the drag traffic always because of small pothole that we are seeing there. At the same time, at the local government level, we're able to patch this pothole to make it motorable, most especially in time of during the rainy season. We will have heavy traffic, and because of the flood, we try our own best to fix it. We have a lot, as you rightly said. I want to use this opportunity at least to thank our governor and to come to our Eti-Osa local government as well. In terms of we don't have much in terms of allocation. We want them to increase our allocation because the allocation given to us is what the template have been there since 2004, and it's very, very meager. But at the same time, we try to use it legally to make sure that we give it back to our people. From there, we want the assistance to at least increase our allocation and other monetary aspects. Again, I want to make this advice to the state government. We haven't only one road from Ozuba-Badoe down to Lekki, down to Ibejuagbe or Ekpe. But if you can do it this way, if you can help us, apart from the regional road, let me thank our governor, but Solo, they've commenced the regional road. But the most suitable one that I think that can reduce the traffic gridlock here is by opened our coastal road. If it's just only one lane from VI joining the one in Eleko, it will ease the traffic gridlock in this our area, because there are no any alternative from Ekpe down to Victoria Land. This is only road that every road user are passing. So that's why it causes a lot of hectic traffic. If Lagos State government can come to our aid to please help us to build or to construct that coastal road, it will be a even benefit, and it open another economy. So the state government, again, because that coastal road is a beach area, it can at least give us at least a tourism center that everybody come there to visit, and Lagos State can also generate their own revenue from their aspects. So those areas, and in terms of security, we still need more security personnel to pump them well to Eti-Osa local government so that we'll be able to sleep well with our two eyes.